So glad you could join us on your favorite weekly nautical authoritative, the TV program that educates you about all that's going on currently in the Nigerian maritime domain. It's called NIMASA this week. We call it the Voice of Maritime. Brought to you as always by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the nation's apex regulator and promoter of everything shipping and maritime development in Nigeria. My name is Ubong Esian, and it's always my pleasure to be your guide on this interesting and exciting voyage.
My name is Chief Dr. George Moralo.
Senator Binta Masi Garba.
Is Rollins McFoy, the President of Women in Maritime Nigeria.
You are watching NIMASA this week.
You are watching NIMASA this week.
NIMASA this week, the Voice of Maritime.
The Voice of Maritime.
The voice of the maritime industry.
The Voice of the Maritime.
NIMASA this week, the Voice of Maritime, showing on these stations.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week, the Voice of Maritime. And remember, our 60-second maritime challenge is still running. All you simply need to do is record yourself talking about what it means for Nigeria to be a maritime nation. Very soon we shall be unveiling what the start prize for this competition will be. You certainly don't want to miss out. So we begin as always on today's program with the Director General's diary. Recently, the DG of NIMASA and the Chief Executive of the National Institute for Transport Technology signed a memorandum of understanding covering the areas of research, training, and various other aspects of capacity building to enhance maritime safety and maritime security. There is inside shipping as well as our other regulars. So if you're ready, it's anchors away.
Our world-class Maritime Experience Center is now live, announcing Maritime Stakeholders Experience Contact Center, MSECC, where you'll get simple, fast, and tailored solutions to all your maritime challenges on maritime safety, maritime labor, marine pollution, search and rescue, cabotage issues, ship registration, training and certification, and other maritime-related issues. Contact us via the following channels: 23401-630-9590. Email us at contactcenter@nimasa.gov.ng, info@nimasa.gov.ng. Chat with us www.nimasa.gov.ng and on Facebook at NIMASA Official. Let's resolve all your maritime related issues. The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo, stated that there's no maritime industry in the whole world that will fail to recognize the presence of shipbroking business. The DG said this during a courtesy visit from the members of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers Nigeria chapter at the agency's headquarters in Lagos.
So this what give the issue of trying to see the local content inflicted into the Institute of Chartered Institute of Shipbrokers. There is no maritime industry in the whole world that will fail to recognize the presence of shipbroking business. And for you to be a shipbroker, you must have the prerequisite requirements and knowledge, skill, and expertise to be able to be a shipbroker. So in so doing, I think it will not be out of place to make sure that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency personnel have a position or a place in your own institute, so that we imbibe the culture of bringing in the other aspect of shipbroking as well as the chartering. Chartering is one of the key components of our revenue generations. If we have the rudiment and the knowledge, information, the techniques attached to the issue of chartering, it's going to be very easy to determine the cost of freight from anywhere all over the world. So without that, background knowledge, we find it very difficult sometimes. I just signed a document to the central bank trying to request the central bank to give us access to certain documents that will aid us and help us to be able to determine freight rates from one destination to another destination all over the world, so that we can quote the shortfall of the shipping companies used to introduce in submitting their own manifest or printed manifest to us.
In his words,
as it is today, I believe you collect your own membership fees in local currency, so people can be able to subscribe. But the only area, if today we have to say that we are going to restrict our membership or professional bodies to those who are chartered within Nigeria, then we will have a problem with the International Chartered Institute of Shipbroking Firm. So I think it's going to be a very good venture if the institutes can consider and see how they can even get the local charter, if permitted by your principal in the foreign land. Because some of the foreign countries where they have, especially in UK, they may not give you the permission to have a local charter using the same name. You get the royal charter. That's going to be a little bit difficult. So, but we recognize the benchmark qualification that the maritime professional can get from the Chartered Institute of Shipbroking Firm. The training unit, you have to go back to the drawing board, look at the shortlisted professional bodies that we have. I believe you may not have the Chartered Institute of Shipbroking, so you have to see how you can interface with them and see how we can accommodate them into the list of those chartered bodies that will form part of our own list.
On the issue of cabotage, Dr. Jamo gave the cabotage department a task to investigate the areas where the institute has prerequisite knowledge and experience to see what they can bring to the mix so that the staff of NIMASA can benefit from it.
The issue of cabotage that he mentioned that they have interest on, the cabotage department, you have to look into such areas where they have the prerequisite knowledge and expertise and what they can add, so that in conjunction with the training unit, we will see the curriculum that we will add also in our own chain of training that our staff can benefit from. The training unit will do the needful in terms of interface with other members of staff, in terms of accommodating the institute into our own list, and in terms of having the requisite knowledge of your curriculum vis-a-vis our own, how we can interface between your own curriculum and our own curriculum. Where the need for the agency to adjust, we will now adjust our own based on yours. Where there is need for you to adjust your own based on ours, we do the needful so that we can blend.
The chairman of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers, Mr. Chris Ebari, lauded the Director General and his team for the outstanding accomplishments they have made in the maritime sector.
We want to thank you, sir, for the great achievements you have brought to the maritime industry since your appointment. But first and foremost, for those of us who are in the shipping industry and the players, when you were appointed, we know, yes, this is the right peg, the right hole. But we are going to witness what you are doing today and what you are still going to do. Most importantly, we want to thank you for the pace based on your visionary leadership you brought to the maritime sector on the Gulf of Guinea.
The DG appreciates members of the Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers for the steadfast cooperation. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the National Institute of Transport Technology, Zaria, on research and training in order to improve maritime safety and security in Nigeria. The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo, and his counterpart at the National Institute of Transport Technology, Dr. Bayero Salifara, signed the MOU in Zaria, which is centered on research and training with the goal of enhancing local content and boosting the quality assurance of the institute. This is a follow-up to past agreements made between the two government agencies in their quest to further domesticate specialized training programs at management cadre in the maritime sector.
Like education. Education is the only thing that permanently remains indelible in human life. Once you are educated, then the issue of poverty is going to be a thing of the past, because that education will throw the light that you will see at the end of the tunnel. So the establishment of NITT area is not by accident. Those that conceive the idea for the purpose of, after you getting your own basic education in terms of degree, in terms of diploma and other trainings. And over the years, the NITT area continued to evolve from even the basic skill training to even advanced and certificates and degrees, master's degrees in different fields in conjunction with Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. If you look at the mandate and the objective of the institute, you will now realize that the institute is now more focused towards realization of such mandate. That's what informed the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency to partner with the institute and see how we can maximize in tapping the resources, enormous resources, in terms of training, research and development for our own teaming.
Dr. Jamo described the Memorandum of Understanding between the two parties as a win-win collaboration that aims to promote the National Institute of Transport Technology primary mandate and also in line with NIMASA's commitment to capacity building for the staff of the agency.
As you are aware, the establishment of NITT area is to ensure that we developed the maritime, not only maritime industry, but also the transport industry. And if you look at the objective, is for the institute to help in training the manager's cadre in terms of training and research development. So what you just observed is the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency and the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technologies area. We have been together for over 3 decades now, but what we're trying to do now is to formalize and strengthen the relationship in terms of research, development and the training itself. So at the end of the day, the benefit, as you ask, is the, ensuring growth and development of the transport sector in general. Wherever we observe gaps, then the Institute will now come and assist us. If it's in part of individuals that help to drive the transport industry, then they will now come to bridge the gap in terms of training. If it's in terms of infrastructure, then they will also conduct research to see what type of infrastructure that rhyme certain gaps that we observe. And then if it's in terms of general progress of the industry, then the Institute also will now come in. So there are two sides of the coin. The individual skills, acquisitions and development of the people that drive the growth and the development of the transport industry, and then the infrastructural development as well as other technologies that we need to improve in the transport sector for the betterment and the growth of the transport industry in Nigeria.
The Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, Dr. Bayero Salifara, thanks NIMASA on behalf of the agency for its long-standing support of the Institute through both direct financial support and by making use of the training services offered by the agency staff over the years. He further stated that the NITT and NIMASA will collaborate closely to ensure that the Institute's training and research services are of a standard that is widely accepted.
Viewers, you're welcome to Inside Shipping segment of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime, and my name is Onyeka Okafo. We have an enforcement team of the Nigeria Maritime and Administration Safety Agency with us from Western Zone. Okay, so my question to you, we are on this vessel, so I want to know what your department will entirely be inspecting today.
Okay, so basically what we do, maritime labor, we're supposed to be inspecting the certifications of our seafarers, then the welfare of seafarers on board, and their wages, their working hours, their resting hours and all. But since this is a foreign flagged and foreign trading vessel, it's going to be more of a different type of enforcement because it's not part of what I would do here. But if it's a normal cabotage trading vessel, I would check the manning. Because manning is one of the number one things we check. So I will check their manning and see if it is our officers that are on board. If it's not our officers on board, we have people that are capable.
Thank you. As well as your department, please, what will you be inspecting on this vessel today?
Well, we are getting the documents from the ship captain. He will give us all the details we ask, like the ship particulars, storage plan, the particular voyage they are carrying down, and the storage plan, yes, what they've brought in to the state.
We're coming to safety because safety is essential on board the vessel. Giving us more enlightenment on port state control.
Port state control inspection is meant to be carried out on vessels calling into our ports, our waters, that is not our flag. So for this foreign vessel, will be carrying out port state control. And then in the process of carrying out port state control, it involves the certification, the statutory certificates of the vessel to check its validity, checking the drill records, checking equipment from the deck up to the engine room. Even when we come to the manning, it's also very important that the certificate of competencies which the crew holds also is compliant with the manning certificate, so it shouldn't be undermanned.
The enforcement team of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency from the Western Zone Lagos went on board a chemical tanker vessel for inspection and enforcement implementation at the PWA jetty in Apapa. The team, which comprised of officers from Maritime Labour Department, Cabotage, Shipping Development, as well as the Health and Safety Department, ensured that the certificate which the crew held are compliant to the manning certificate and a host of other operational activities. The Safety Department ensures a thorough check of the control room to guarantee all equipments from the deck to the engine room are in order. Statutory certificates of the vessel are valid, as well as the drill records. Their aim is to ensure vessel compliance with the Cabotage Act through the use of checklist documents where the various officers would carefully inspect, physically assess, and know the level of compliance of these vessels according to International Maritime Organization standards. As the mandate of NIMASA is to establish sustainable, secure, and safer shipping, the agency's enforcement team conducts operational inspections in accordance with IMO and ISPS standards. The following are operations of the team: effective compliance with the requirements of relevant conventions the departments are mandated to enforce and implement. On the vessel, the life raft is an important safety equipment for the use of emergency, and its validity is of utmost importance in case of accident or crisis on board the ship. Once the enforcement team are duly satisfied with the inspection, validating, and checking for discrepancies on the vessel is therefore free to trade on Nigerian waters.
So there you have it. We joined the NIMASA enforcement team on this vessel, and they've inspected and they've checked and they've validated that all documents and certifications on this vessel is valid and the ship is good to trade.
Introducing the NIMASA Distress Response Call Lines for all maritime stakeholders, ship owners, seafarers, ship captains. Whatever your challenge or distress in the Nigerian maritime domain, please call 0803 0685 167, 0708 0005 956, 0700 0700 010. If you can't reach us on these lines, please call 0700 0700 020, 0700 0700 030. Also via VHF Radio Channel 16. Call and NIMASA will respond.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime. Let's take you online to see some of the nautical conversations currently making the rounds. So let's keep the conversation going. The DJ is available on his Twitter handle at Jamo Bashir, and also at NIMASA Official from Facebook to Instagram to Twitter. We'd like to hear from you. However, when it comes to business-related matters, yes, maritime is perhaps the biggest business in the world today because it controls and delivers 90% of all that we consume. From the clothes on our backs, to the food that we eat, to the equipment, the medical supplies, you name it, even raw materials for the production activities in our factories. All these are carried and ferried on the backs of vessels, various categories of vessels, to ensure that not only our economy, but the global economy continues to run. It therefore means that this sector is highly regulated. There are rules, there are regulations, there are stipulations, there are demands that must be met. And NIMASA is the regulator, the prefect of this entire operating environment. So if you don't want to run afoul of these regulations and rules guiding the industry, you must make the NIMASA official website, currently showing on your screen, your first port of call. The ocean has always been there and will always be there. In fact, some say that the ocean is far more ancient than even the mountains. This, no doubt, is indicative of the inexhaustive capacity of our oceans and our seas in terms of opportunities. And guess what? Nigeria is blessed to be a coastal nation with the Atlantic brushing off our shores. Something to think about. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the program, and we hope your appreciation of what the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, is doing to promote the industry has indeed increased. So, till I see you next time, this is Ubong Isien asking you, as always, to stay on course. Bye-bye.